funniest comedians out here, but I got to do it to your ass. So I'm looking like an extra in the Shawshank Redemption movie. You got that same hairstyle as dude from Tales from the Hood at the end of the movie. You look like El Chapo's second cousin El Gato like shit. You look like Claude and Ray from Life like shit. Owen Sherman Emsley looking ass.
All right, we are live. This is another funny podcast, episode 2. I am your host, Big Lee. This is my co-host.
This is Naila with an E, but you can call me Nye.
It is October 9th,
Man,
2022. How you feeling today?
it feels like September just rushed on by. Like I was not ready for it to be October, and then it's already October 9th. So I feel good, but I feel like this shit is gearing up. It's kicking in. It's kicking in gear. It's spooky season. How you feel about spooky season?
It's spooky season. It's getting cold outside.
Yeah,
I've been wearing
man.
my hoodies, my scullies,
Like
my
yeah, you see
jackets.
me?
I even brought out the thermals the other day for a second. So yeah, the seasons is changing. The leaves is turning brown. I'm looking out
hmm
the window right now. The leaves is turning brown and falling off the trees.
Yeah, I love it.
Football is
Oh, I love
here.
it.
It's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful time of year. It's a beautiful time of year. And speaking of football, that's where we're gonna kick it off at with our first topic because
Oh, yeah.
football is back and
Football is back, and you know anything can happen with football season. So,
it's back and it's brought along some more brutal hits. It seems like
mm,
no matter how safe the NFL tries to make it. Every year we're seeing players get knocked out of games with these brutal hits. This year the first player was Tua Tagovailoa. Um,
mm,
Last Sunday, and Tua and the Miami Dolphins quarterback in their matchup against I forgot who they were playing, but in their last Sunday matchup, Tua took a hit to the head and he could be seen getting up off the ground stumbling. He walked off and he stumbled down to one knee and then got back up. He was then taken to the sideline into the tent. He was cleared of any concussion and put back in the game. He finished that game. But the Dolphins had a short week that week. They played on Sunday. They played again that Thursday night, and Tua took another hit to the head where he could be seen on the field seizing up. His hands locked up. He was out cold. He had to get carted off the field,
man,
taken to a local medical center where he was diagnosed with a neck and back injury,
sheesh.
a head and neck injury. I believe after the first hit, his coach was asked after that game about the injury, and the coach blamed it on a lower back injury. Um,
Mm,
Now they're saying that he has a head and neck injury. The private doctor that cleared Tua from the first hit has been fired by the NFL Players Committee. So now, how do you feel about the doctor being fired? Do you think anybody else on the team should be fired? Do you think the doctor might have been coerced a little bit by the coach on the sideline? How do you feel about the physicality of the sport football? And do you think they can make it safer anyway? And if I know neither one of us have kids right now, but if we do decide to have kids, if you do you plan on letting your child play some football in their time?
I'm a. I will say I don't think there's a way to make football safer and without changing the entire rules for the game. Like you have all these, it's still a very dangerous sport. I'm not even a super fan of football like that. I got my team. I ain't gonna speak on it just yet, but I will do a review. But I do have my team, but it's still very dangerous. And I didn't see the game, but I saw that clip and I saw that hit, and both hits looked bad. The first hit didn't look. It seemed like a regular hit until you saw him stumble, and it's like,
Right.
oh, all right, there's something there. Then that second hit, I saw his hand seize up,
Right.
and I was like, y'all did something wrong. But I don't trust any of those NFL doctors because they are there for the NFL. Their goal, their job is to get the players back as fast as possible, not as healed as possible, not as best, not with the players in mind, but to win the game. Get them back as fast as possible for the season. We need to win this season. We need booties and seats. We need all of this XYZ XYZ. So
It's
I
a
don't
business.
yeah, it is a business. So I don't trust none of those doctors because they're not looking out for the best interests of those players. They're looking out for the best interests of the franchises and the best interests of the teams, but they're not looking out for the best interests of the players. And so, that being said, No, I don't have kids right now, but should I have a son or a daughter, we don't know what the future holds, but that one that is interested in doing football, I'm not the kind of person that would stop them from doing what they love, but it's the kind of thing where like I want you as protected as possible. I want all kinds of insurance on you. I'm bringing in a family doctor because they gonna look out. I'm gonna be paying them, and they gonna look out for your best interest. And they not gonna. We not gonna go off the NFL doctors. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. What about you? Would you allow your kids? How do you feel about it? Would you allow your kids to play
I'm
for
a
the
football
NFL?
fan. I got on the Eagles shirt right now. I don't know if y'all can
Of
see it.
course you
Go
do.
Birds.
Of course you
I
do.
think it would just be hard for me to watch football as much as I do and then tell my son or
Mm,
my daughter no, they can't play
mm,
football. That would be real difficult for me to do. So I think I would kind of just, have to let them play football. I didn't play football. I was a basketball player. I never played
yeah.
organized football. I just played it around the neighborhood.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think I would have to. As far as this doctor,
Ah,
I don't know, man. It's a sticky situation because I can believe that was a close game they was in.
it was.
That
It
that first game
was.
was a close game they was in. I could see a coach telling the doctor, he can finish out the game, right? Let him get in there, finish out the game.
Mm,
And that happened. Also, they knew that they were going to be on a short week, so they knew that if he was to get diagnosed with a concussion Sunday, it's no way that
yeah.
he would have been able to play Thursday. It's no
No.
way. It couldn't
Not
have
at
happened.
all.
He wouldn't have passed the concussion
And
protocol.
that's
So
yeah, that's why they probably I think they
that's
sped
why they
that
rushed
up.
it through. Right, right,
Yeah,
right,
they
right.
sped
So
that up. Mhm.
I think he does deserve to get fired. But
Oh
I think
yeah.
there should be some more firings other than him because at the end of the day, he's a doctor and he's gonna have that
Yeah.
on his record. You're the doctor that
Mhm.
cleared Tua to continue to play,
Mhm.
and now he got a hurt. You know what I'm saying? He got a serious injury.
And
And I don't really think it was 100% the doctor's fault. No, I don't think so.
I don't think it was a doctor's fault, but at the same time, that's what he was hired there to do. So, and then on top of that, Tua is he not exactly a rookie, but he hasn't been in the game that long. So, let's say it's a career-ending difficulty or a career-ending like um um
Injury.
injury that he sustained. What are they supposed to do? They're gonna want to fake it to the end or as much as they can. But if the doctor, if his own personal doctor ends up saying you can never play football again, the NFL doctors are gonna try and stretch that.
Yeah.
So
And then I mean it would be up for Tua. Ultimately, the decision is Tua's
yeah,
if it is a
yeah,
career-ending injury. He's not playing this week. He's out of the game this week. But if it
good,
is a career-ending injury, it would ultimately be up to him to
yeah,
decide if he wants to play or not. I don't know if
yeah.
they could make the game any safer though.
I don't
I
know
I
because
see the
right,
helmets. I see
look,
the targeting calls. They have you can't lead with your head.
yeah,
They'll flag you for that, or you
you
can't hit
can't
a
pull somebody from behind. Yeah,
you can't hit a
yeah.
defenseless. You can't hit a defenseless player and stuff like
Mhm,
that. They gotten a lot
mhm.
better with the unnecessary roughness calls. But
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
it's a
contact sport. It's an aggressive sport. I don't think they can make it any safer with the rules. I
no,
just think
cause
you just something either you got to watch it or you don't watch it. Like it's
yeah,
football is going to be football, man, and it's not
that's
going to
true.
change.
That's
Every
true.
year, we're probably going to see about five more of these hits before the year is over with. We're
Yeah,
only on week five. There's seven.
exactly,
It's 17
exactly,
games of regulation football before we even get to the playoffs. So it's like
exactly.
we're going to see hits like this again. I just hope that when it happens, that the doctor is has enough heart to take the player out the game.
Yeah,
I
and
hope
look
these
out
players
for.
have enough heart to call it quits when they've known that they took a lot of hits to
But
the head. Because
that's a hard call even as a player because let's say you take a hard hit and the doctor say this could be your last game. As a player that maybe is just now getting like maybe you're 4 or 5 years in, but you still got a lot of umph left in you. You're not gonna want to call it quits. You're
that's
not
why I
gonna want to
said,
make that call. You're not
right.
gonna want to make that call. You want a ring. You want a championship. You want all these things. You want an MVP. You want all these things under your belt before you want to call it quits. And calling it quits early, that's a hard thing.
Yeah,
That's a
that's why I
hard
said I
thing.
hope these players got enough sense to realize, man, there's a life after the game.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if your doctor is telling you that's it, then that's it, man. Like, call it quits,
Yeah.
man.
For
It's a life
sure.
after football, man. You got family and other things to keep up with. But
Man.
that's what I that's what I found as my main topic for this episode. What you got?
For me, I really didn't want to touch on this, but I felt like it was necessary. Mr. Kanye West yet
Mm,
again. And I'm very much a fan of Kanye's music, but
hmm
so all right, so this is the headline, right? So we all know his Yeezy clothing line and the fashion shows and the Sunday service that he does. So he recently put out a shirt that was like this. It had a design on the front, and it's kind of like an 80s vintage look. And then on the back, it said White Lives Matter. And he had Lauren Hill's daughter modeling the shirt. That
hmm
hurt me. That broke my heart. But the fact that he put the White Lives Matter on the shirt, I'm not surprised by Kanye. My question is, we have seen the mental illness. He said it, his family has said it, Kim said it. It's widely known that he has mental illness going on. My question is, when is enough for the black community to stop paying attention to Kanye West? Because this is detrimental. The more he feeds off of this shit, he feeds off of there to him, that phrase, there is no such thing as bad press, is very real for him.
hmm
So to now cycle it back, any kind of press is good press. He loves it. That's the reason why he does it. So when do we call it quits and say enough is enough? Go get help. We're not paying you any more attention. Go get help.
Yeah, I don't know when we call it quits. I've been had Kanye's name muted on all social medias.
Man,
I don't really
man.
care. I mean, I'm a fan of the music. I listen to the music when it comes out or whatever. But the antics, I don't need the extra antics. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Just drop the album or drop the clothing or whatever.
Man.
I'm not big on the Kanye clothes or the Yeezys and nothing like that. But the music I am a fan of. I peeped the shirt. I saw the shirt. I believe it was the Pope on the front of the shirt. I believe that's what they
Was
said that
it?
was.
Is that
Yeah,
who
I
that
believe that's what they
was?
said that was the Pope on the front of the shirt, and he was there with Candace Owens too.
Ah,
Um, for those who
man.
aren't familiar with Candace Owens, I would describe her as a very far right, um,
Yeah.
far right. I guess I wouldn't even say she's a social media
She's
entity,
more political, but I don't know. Like, I
but
feel like she just stirs stuff up. To be
yeah,
honest
I
with
don't
you,
know. I don't because I don't think she might have shows
she's
or
not an
something. She
official.
might
She's
have
not,
TV shows or
but
something
she's
like I
not
don't know.
running for anything. She's
No,
not
no,
an
no, no,
elected
no, 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 no,
official.
no.
She just,
She's
and she's,
black. She's a black
yeah,
woman and she's very far right, I guess. And she's popular for
yes.
saying things that normal black people wouldn't agree with, like White Lives Matter. Um,
Mm,
he was there with her. They were holding hands. I don't know if they're dating or not, but they were holding hands. They both
I
had on the
doubt
White
it.
Lives Matter shirt. Yeah,
I think
I
she
feel
too
like
black for him.
we would stop. I really do wish we would stop paying attention to Kanye. That's funny because she might be too black for him. We
She
know
might
Kanye
too.
don't
I think
like
she too
black women.
black for him.
She might
Yeah,
be.
I think that's it. Which
Uh,
says a lot. That says a
he had an interview with Fox News Tucker Carlson. And he
Mm,
said in that interview he spoke with his father and he asked his father how he felt about the shirt and he said that his father said that he laughed at the shirt saying, "Ha ha, White Lives Matter. It's a black man stating the obvious." And I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood what his dad meant when he said that, but I didn't get a positive message from that from when his dad told Kanye that. What I got is that it's obvious that white lives matter
yeah.
because white lives aren't the ones that's on camera getting killed by the
I
police. White lives aren't the ones that's in Jackson, Mississippi right now trying to get clean water to bathe to
exactly.
wash their ass with.
They
So
in the
that's
counties
why it's
right
obvious,
outside of Mississippi,
right?
right outside of Jackson, that got the clean water and they're fine. Yeah.
Right. So
Uh-huh.
that's why that it's obvious that white lives matter. I feel like he laughed at it because that it was a black man stating that. You know what I'm saying? But
Well, I also saw part of his interview that he did with Tucker Carlson, where he mentioned leftist Nazis. He went on a Twitter rant afterwards to say some very anti-Semitic statements, and they don't play about that. So, he already gets getting strung up. But his thing was that, oh, I got death threats for the MAGA hats and for Make America Great Again hats. So this shirt to me is funny. I'm trolling. He's saying it as he's trolling, but I could see it if it was what his dad. I think his dad was trying to make it better for him. Like, oh, this like trying to make it a parody. like stating the obvious. Oh, this is a political statement. Yeah, white lives matter. Obviously they do, but I don't think that's how Kanye West meant it. I don't think
Right.
that's
I
how he
don't I
meant it.
don't think that's how he meant it either.
Old Kanye, the Bush hates black people Kanye could put something out like this, and it would mean something completely different
At this point
than
in
this
time, I'm not even
Kanye.
sure if the Bush hates Kanye is a different Kanye. I feel like all of these are just
You think it's all
it's all
bipolar?
no, it's just all something to sell a product. Like
Yeah,
every time
yeah,
Kanye does something like this, he's
yeah,
promoting something. Either he got some Yeezys coming out, or an
yeah.
album about to drop, or something's about to happen,
Facts,
and he's
facts.
doing this to bring attention to
Yes.
himself. That's why I said I
Mhm.
wish we would just ignore it and just get the music. Like, bro,
Thank
fuck
you.
all this shit. When
Yes.
the album drop, I'm gonna listen
Yeah.
to the album regardless. You Kanye West.
That's
I
my
don't
thing
need you to
is
show up in a White Lives Matter shirt.
thank you. That's my thing is like he's always doing all of this just for attention. And then he's even started beefing with Diddy and Diddy talking about, oh, when I see you it's on site. And it's like I kind of want somebody to slap some sense into him, but at the same time, this is somebody who's going through it that it only gets validated attention through social media, through the public's
And
eyes
through white people.
and through white people. Yes. So like nah, like this is somebody that we just need to ignore. Don't give him no more headlines. Don't give him no more clout, no more status. Don't make him a trending topic on Twitter. Do not talk about this man at all. Like don't. He don't need it. He don't we don't need it. We're tired. He does not represent us anymore.
No.
He don't
He
even
never
represent
never
himself
really
anymore.
has, to be honest. Like
I
once you
like college
once
dropout, yay,
nah, yeah,
was
but once you get a certain
yeah.
level of money, you can't really represent. You know what I'm
That's
saying? Like
true.
it's
That's
hard.
true.
It's hard to
Yeah.
represent us people because
That's
the
yeah.
majority of our people don't have that type of money
That's
that you
facts.
ran across. So
That's facts.
yeah,
Yeah.
Kanye, he out of pocket, man. He out of pocket. He's always seek white validation. He's always going to
Yes.
seek white validation.
Mhm. And
And
he's
that's just
unapologetic about it. He don't
yeah.
care.
He
Like
doesn't
he
like white women. His wife,
no.
his ex-wife and mother of his kids is white. He had a show where he wanted only like light skinned models or fair skin. I forgot the
I
exact words that
saw
he
that
that he
and I
said, but he
was
didn't want dark
yeah.
skinned models, period. That's what he didn't want there is dark skinned
Yeah.
people. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's always been
Yeah.
like this with white people. You know, either we ignore it or just
I
continue to let that man troll
I
y'all.
I feel
I don't
like
know.
I feel like everybody wants to cancel Kanye West, but because it's Kanye, he has such a fan base with the Yeezys, with non-black, with people that are not of color, with non-melanated folks
Mhm.
that it they love Yeezys. I think the majority of people I see with actual Yeezys on are folks and non-melanated folks as opposed to black people that are supporting him because I've heard that the shoes are very comfortable now. I've heard the stuff is very comfortable, but I cannot support the message.
I
I cannot support the person behind it. I can't.
yeah.
Like it's more than that to me. And if me buying shoes from you or me buying a shirt from you means that this is the agenda that you're pushing, I don't want no parts of it. I'm cool. I'm cool.
Right.
I don't want no parts. I'm okay.
Right.
You
You need to
know.
take all of that time that we putting towards Kanye and send all of that support to my man's PNB Rock family.
Yes,
Rest in peace, his soul. Rest in
man.
peace to my guy. But they have found the murderers in this. In this
They
situation
did. Okay.
is very
Okay.
strange because it's a family here.
Yes.
So
Is it?
it's a family, yeah,
All
it's a
right. Kick
family.
it to me. Get it to
So we
me.
got a family of three has been charged in the murder of PNB Rock. You got 40-year-old Freddie Lee Trone, his wife, 30-year-old Chantel Trone, and his 17-year-old son, who isn't named because he's a minor. Um, Despite the initial reports that the rapper was targeted because his girlfriend posted a picture on social media, Trone and his son were seen in the parking lot before PNB Rock even arrived at the Roscoe's.
Sheesh. Well,
Later, after arriving, PNB went in to sit down and eat, and then later the 17-year-old went in to ask PNB for his jewelry and then shot him in the
mm,
chest.
mm.
PNB Rock died. Rest in peace, his soul. Now, how do you feel about people saying that this was his girlfriend's fault? How do you feel about these rappers dying at such a young age? Um, how you feel about this situation,
I
man?
was
It's sad. It's
I
terrible.
was I was really sad because even though I didn't really know his whole catalog like that, I was a fan of the stuff I did hear, like Selfish and a lot of the features.
Hmm.
So I was very sad to hear somebody so young and gunned down. And apparently, like the more I looked into it, the more it just felt fishy. Because the week before, he was saying that he had death threats in California and people were gunning for him in California. And
Hmm.
then the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. First of all, I got some folks that live in California, and I did some research on that Roscoe's. And
That
that
ain't the
Roscoe's,
Roscoe's.
no,
That
that
ain't the
is the
Roscoe's to
most
go to, bro.
dangerous Roscoe's. Even as a regular person, I would not want to go
That
to
ain't
that
the
Roscoe's
Roscoe's.
unless
Nah.
I knew some family. And that there was it's one of those who you with, where you from, what street, who your
Right.
mama, who your daddy, where they stay, kind of thing.
Right.
I wouldn't want to go there. Like my folks not over there, so I'm okay. I'd rather go to the Roscoe's in Hollywood where I
Right.
know ain't nobody gonna hit me up. So the other thing is I I hated the fact that they blamed his girlfriend for posting on social media where they were when he posted himself. And to me the issue wasn't who posted what when. The issue is people trying to kill him for wearing
Right.
chains. The issue is people that killed him, that gunned him down, the
Hmm.
people that were searching for him. That's the issue. It's not who posted what. It's the fact that there were actually people that were seeking to cause him harm, and they
Right.
succeeded in that.
Right. And they went through with it. Yeah,
Yes.
as soon as I saw people blaming his girlfriend, I was like, I don't even understand why we're blaming the person that didn't pull the trigger. Um,
Yes.
like
And
the
she
fact that
she has trauma
she
being
has
right
trauma.
there while he died.
Right.
Like
She saw the mother of her child die. Like
she
the
was
fact of the matter is
there.
a man can't even go have brunch with his girlfriend and not die. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we need to be blaming right there.
Yeah. That's
Um,
facts.
I,
That's
I
facts.
wasn't, I didn't think that was cool at all to blame his
No.
girlfriend at all. But social media, man, they don't have any filter. They don't care about people's feelings on there. Mainly because they don't know the people, honestly. You know what
But
I'm saying?
that's the thing about social media. They don't really care to know any of these people. They see
Yeah.
a sound clip, they see a sound bite, and then that's
And
all
they
they
run
need
with
to
it
know. Yeah,
without
that's
any type of
yes. Mhm.
what's the word I'm looking for? Um
Context.
context without any type of
Context. Yeah.
context. They just run with
Mhm.
it. Like they saw her post a picture and they automatically assume, oh, she set him up. Like you don't
Yes, and
even have
it's
the context, bro. Like
no.
that picture could have been taken earlier and then she posted it later because
Exactly.
she didn't want that to happen or something. You feel me? Like I don't
Exactly.
know, bro. Like
No,
it's not
no.
good to assume that, man. And I was raised that when you assume something, you make an ass of yourself.
But
So
but I also noticed that with a lot of these rappers that have been dying lately, and I'm very sad about that because they're young,
Mhm.
and it's mostly out of jealousy. It very rarely like you see with oh man, my man in New York.
Pop Smoke.
Yeah, I was about to do the voice. Party with Gordy. Yeah, I'm about to do the voice like him.
She got a drill record coming out. Now I'm about to drop
That
this fire ass drill album. The shit
was
fire. and I'm
like
featured on
yeah.
the joint. I got a verse on that joint. It's
What's
called
up?
Another Funny Drill Album.
What's up? PG, what's up? Like, nah. But yeah, nah, that was gang related, but it's very rarely gang related, but it's jealousy. It's oh, I'm seeing people get on oh, even if it was that he showed up with 1,000 chains on. So you gotta kill that man?
Well, it's
You
jewelry
gotta
though.
kill him
For some jewelry.
for that jewelry? It's not even worth that because let's say you get the jewelry. You can't sell it because it's hot and it's off a dead body.
Yeah. And these
You
rappers have custom made jewelry. So everybody's
exactly.
gonna know the chain when they see
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. Like we're not thinking through this. And then the first thing people wanted to do was blame the girlfriend like she wasn't there also. Like her life wasn't in danger. Like they don't have kids together that are
Dude pulled
now
the gun on her
fatherless.
after he shot him. After he shot
Yes.
PNB Rock, he pulled the gun on
Yes.
her.
She
I
barely
don't
did
know.
it with her
A lot of these
life.
motherfuckers ain't
Like
never really had a gun pulled on them, bro. That shit traumatizing. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you ain't had a motherfucker look you in the face with a gun in his hand and you don't have a gun, you don't even really need to speak
My
on that
thing is,
situation,
all
bro.
of that is
That
traumatizing, and I
shit is
don't know enough.
traumatizing, my nigga.
All of that is traumatizing. I don't know enough about PNB Rock to say he didn't live that kind of lifestyle, but I know enough about that lifestyle to know that either you choose it or you don't.
Yeah.
And if you in the area, then you in the area. But either you choose to be there or you don't. And
Mm-hmm.
if you don't choose that, you trying to get about that joint, you trying to avoid it at all costs because it's not a safe space to be in.
Yeah, no
So
security. Even he ain't had no security
no,
out that joint. That's
no.
a move. That's a dangerous move, man.
He
Like that's
literally
a
thought he was safe. He was like, "Yeah, I'm just getting waffles, chicken and waffles with my girl." Like
That's a dangerous move,
it
man. Like
is.
you should be able to do that. Like you
You
should be able
should.
to just
You
pull up,
should.
get some chicken and waffles with your girl, and go home safely.
You
You
should.
should, but you can't, my man. It's a bad neighborhood, bro. Like
If I were to blame anybody, I would blame the people that really made the decision to shoot that man
absolutely,
over his
absolutely. The father,
jewelry.
I don't not they
Not
didn't
him,
they said they
not
didn't
his
know what the
girl.
wife's involvement was as of right now. And the wife pleaded
She
not
didn't
guilty.
have any
But
involved.
the
Oh,
father,
the three
the
family, the
wife,
three.
no, the wife,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
the
okay,
wife.
okay.
They said they didn't. No, yeah, not his wife, but the
I
wife
was about to
that was
say she
arrested.
have nothing, but
Yeah,
all
the
right,
wife that
you're
was arrested.
right,
They
you're
said they
right,
don't know what her involvement was, but the son and the father definitely was at the scene, and the
man.
son was on camera pulling the trigger. They said the video footage is very clear. So the son is on camera
That's another
pulling the
thing. The
right.
fact that you did this as a family and you got
Whew,
your son, your 17-year-old
17.
son. Now, if you as a couple decided you want to do that,
I
then
want
do
to be
whatever you
Bonnie and
do.
Clyde.
Right. If that's what you want to do, you want to do some Bonnie and Clyde shit, like go ahead. You want to live out some fantasy and rob somebody and kill somebody, do you and suffer those consequences. Do not pull your child in that.
Right, right,
That's the part
100%.
that's heartbreaking to me. You got a 17-year-old boy whose life is over with now.
Yeah.
He's going to jail.
He's going to jail. He's
He's
on camera pulling
going
that
to
trigger, bro.
jail.
All
He
of
is
y'all are going to
it
jail.
doesn't matter what kind of arraignment, it doesn't matter what kind of judge y'all get. He is on camera. Y'all got him as a perpetrator.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to jail. You just ruined your son's life.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
For some
That's
jewelry.
for some jewelry.
And we
For some
know,
jewelry.
not
It's not
saying
even
PNB, not saying it was PNB, but we know a lot of these rappers' jewelry ain't real. I'm just saying, bro, these niggas
come
be rocking fake
on.
jewels, bro.
My thing is like first of all, we I'm a big J. Cole fan. So when he got that song about the oh my chain today,
Yeah,
I
Chaining Day. That's
need
the name of
you
the
to
song, Chaining Day. Yeah.
love me. I love that song because it's very real. You spending your last and you pushing off big investments because you want to buy a big rock, you want to buy a big change, you want to do this shit that depreciates in value the minute that you buy it.
Yeah.
The minute that you buy it and you put it on your body, it depreciates in value. So you want to do all this shit, and then somebody else has it, and now you want to steal it. Guess what? It's way depreciated in value. There's nothing you could do outside of saying, "I stole this chain." You remember Shy Glizzy? You
Mm-hmm.
remember how Shy Glizzy got his chain snatched,
Mm-hmm.
and people was rocking with it, and he went and got his chain back. But my thing is, that's all you can say is, "Oh, I got this from Shy Glizzy." Not that you bought it yourself, not that it's your own chain. You don't even know that it's real. Let's say it's a fake chain.
Right.
You don't even know that it's real.
Right, right, right.
It's not worth it. It's not worth a murder case. Not for a child, not for anybody. But
Right.
ah
What you got for our segment?
ah. So I've been seeing a lot of divorces in the news, tabloids, shade room, etc., happening. Um, and I'm not gonna name these people because I don't know anything about their relationships or their marriages. So that's not what we're here to talk about. What I want to know, and my question for you is marriage a different concept now in 2022 than it used to be, let's say even 10 years ago? What does marriage look like these days? What is marriage for us? How do you view marriage? Is it necessary? Like what does a wife look like for you? You know?
Yeah. Well, I think the first step there is to ask a person, do they want to get married? Because I don't think marriage is for everybody. But
Mhm.
somebody like me, I do want to get married. I do see myself married one day.
Yeah.
I do see myself married to a black woman one day, somebody that was born a black woman one day. So
Yeah.
for me, that's the first step of marriage right there, a black woman.
Hmm.
Number two, I would like to have children with my wife. I don't have any children right now because I'm waiting for marriage to have children. So I would like to
I
have children
respect
with my
that.
wife.
Yeah.
That's part of the marriage as well for me. But all around, I just need somebody that I can be. I need somebody that I could be vulnerable with. I need
Hmm.
somebody that I have things in common with. I need somebody that I can feel safe around, somebody that feels safe around me, somebody that feels secure around me, somebody that I could feel secure around, somebody that I find attractive.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, just I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm not married. I've never been married. I don't know the exact feeling of what it's like to want to marry somebody, but I could just only imagine that you really can't see yourself away from this person. And that's
Fair.
why you will want to marry them because you don't want
Hmm.
to, you want to be with them forever. Marriage is a forever thing for me. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm only getting married. I ain't no feel like it. I'm saying it now. I'm only getting married once. If it don't work, that's it. I'm sorry. I'm
I
32
feel
already.
that.
I'm
I feel
32
that.
already. I don't have
Yeah.
time to be remarrying and none of that. If
So
the
ain't no
first
fifth
marriage,
time to charm for you.
no, 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 no. We if they don't work the first time, that's it. I tried. Okay,
I dig
I'm
it.
perfectly fine with
Yeah.
being by myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just need peace and just vulnerability with my wife. You know. That,
Um. Nah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's
nah,
just
that's cool. I
the
was done. I was done.
the sun has changed
I
in
saw
this
the glare
direction.
hitting you.
Yeah, it was
You
wild.
look
I was
real
like,
angelic for a
whoa.
while. You look real angelic for a while.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
But what
So,
about you, man? What you got on the marriage tip? Are you looking to get married
ah,
one day? If so, what is it for you,
I,
man?
I would like to get married one day. I'm a very big experience kind of person. So, for the most part, I'm very happy being single and doing my own thing and doing my own groove. And if I can find somebody to match that, that's not trying to change me and I'm not trying to change them and they just accept me because I'm what you call an ambivert and I just found this term recently. So half the time I am very, very like not ambidextrous. I'm very extroverted. I love being around people. I am a life of the party. I am the vibe. What you mean? Like I'm coming into the party, I'm turning that shit up. But once, like halfway through the party, I'm like, all right, that's enough. I gotta go home. I need to recharge. That's enough for me. You know what I mean? So it's levels to it. So I love being around people, but I know for me, a necessity for whoever I marry, we got to be comfortable for either having the house split in half. My perfect house that I saw, I used to work FedEx, and I saw this house, and it was massive, massive ass compound. It was huge, and it was beautiful, and it was basically two houses in one with a bridge at the top connected. And I was like, oh, that's perfect. Like, that's perfect to me. Like, we could live in both of these little mini houses right here. And if I want to spend time with you, I can come over here. If you want to if we want to be separate, we can go to our own things. I don't believe in like having a man or woman cave. I want my whole separate thing. I don't want a room that you can barge into and hey, it's time for dinner. Ah, I don't want none of that. Like, nah, 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 nah. You can keep that. Like, I would rather have my own separate space and just because I know I love me that I like connecting with me. I like figuring out how do we feel about this? How do I feel about this? How do I feel about where life is now? What do I need to do different? Where do I need to pivot? I love connecting with nature. I love connecting with myself and finding out I don't think we ever stop growing. So I always want to check in with me and see, am I happy? What can I do to change that? Where would I be happiest? I like painting. Or maybe I don't want to paint anymore. Maybe I want to go into something different. Do I want to work out more? Do I want to sleep more? Like, you know what I mean? I feel like for me, as a person, marriage is very fluid. And that's the kind of partner I would be looking for marriage. And I have not seen that yet. So I'm not one to settle. So it's it is what it
Oh, damn, man,
is.
we young. We are young, man.
We
Like I said,
are.
I'm 32. My mom had my sister at 35. So I'm not
Man,
rushing. I'm not rushing,
exactly.
man. Like,
Nah,
and
that's
my sister's healthy
facts.
too. She's healthy as fuck. Like, she's
Yeah, she
no
is. Yeah, she
complications
is.
during childbirth or none of
Nah,
that. My mom had
Tati
a healthy
cool. Tati cool, yeah.
Duke's had a healthy birth. My sister came out healthy, so it's like I'm not in no rush to get married or nothing like that. When it comes,
No.
it comes. I know what I
Mhm.
want. You know what I'm saying? I know what
Mhm.
I want, and I'm not willing to settle. And if I can't find what I want, then I'm okay with being alone. But I do see myself being married one day. I do see myself being married in the house with the picket fence and the swing out front
Yeah.
and the dog and the kids running around the front yard, and I'm on the
Yeah.
grill and wifey bringing the food out to me to put on the grill and all of that. Like
Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want
I
all of
fucks
that.
with it. I
I,
fucks
I
with it.
I want all of that. You feel
Divorce
me?
to me is not an option. If I decide, if we come to the point where like, hey, we're getting married, that's it. And that's my last try. Ain't no third, fourth husband. Nah.
I ain't gonna
Nah.
say divorce ain't an option. I'll divorce you, but I ain't getting
I
married again.
divorce you, but
I ain't
I'm
getting
saying the
married again.
second marriage.
Yeah, that's
I'm
not
not. I'm
happening.
not.
That's
No.
not
No. No. No.
happening.
No. No.
That's
No.
not
No.
happening,
No.
man.
No. No.
Once
Only
I get
one.
the yeah, once
I
I
got
get
only one
divorced,
in me.
you just call me Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo, okay?
Get the fuck. Ah!
You just
Get
call
out
me
of here.
if I get a divorce, bro,
Hey
just
yo.
call me Dollar Bill. Dollar
Not
Bill don't
dollar.
vote these niggas nothing.
Dollar bill, y'all.
Just call me
Uh-uh.
Dollar Bill like Bernie Mac, man. Dollar Bill not paying
Uh-uh.
these niggas nothing.
Nothing for your life.
But
Nothing.
yeah, man, I think that's a good way to wrap up our episode, man.
I think so. I had a
Y'all
good
don't.
time. Did you?
Yeah, I did. I definitely did. Y'all don't
Yeah.
forget to follow me on IG on all social medias. I'm the same on all social medias. Big Lee with 3 underscores at the end. Don't forget to follow my co-host at.
Yes. My Instagram is at Laces. I will spell it out for you. 2 H's, 2 S's, and an underscore. But I will spell it out. You can find me on Twitter too. It's probably where I'm the most active, to be honest with you. But yes, follow us on social media. We will be posting. We will be having the links and the clips out. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
come show us some love for
Y'all
sure.
can send us questions in the DMs eventually. Once we get this the ball rolling a
Yes.
little bit more, we're gonna have a segment where we answer fans' questions and stuff. Y'all can
Mhm.
ask us all, any type of question. As long as they're appropriate, you can ask us any type of questions. I
I'll
know we
I'll
talk
take
about
inappropriate questions. I will
Nas taking inappropriate questions, okay? She's gonna have her own
take those.
after dark
I
triple
would
X
do,
segment where
yeah,
she
we
takes
could do that.
inappropriate questions. You can
I'll
send
take
those to her.
inappropriate
I'm an
questions.
angel, so I don't do inappropriate
Oh.
questions.
Mm, are you an angel,
Please
sir?
send
Is
me
that
appropriate questions. My sister watches these episodes, so.
Hey Tati, how you doing, girl?
But yeah, y'all can send us questions to our DMs. Y'all can send us questions in the YouTube comments or whatever. We'll
Yeah,
try to get back
for
to y'all as
sure.
soon as possible. We'll give y'all a shout out for sending us questions. That is
Mhm.
all our time till the next time. Stay funny, people.
Stay funny, stay blessed. We love y'all.